The Zone at 91.3 presents The B-Side.
Dan Gunn, man.
Hey, Dylan.
Hi, Dan.
Jason, look at the two of you back together again.
Oh, I know. Hey.
Everything's right with the universe. Meteor showers are happening to welcome you back to the
There
air.
you go.
That's big. Universe is on side.
I'm glad you said it because I've thought it.
Yeah, well,
that's good.
maybe you told me to say it.
Yeah, I held Dan up against the wall. You say that meteor shower is because me and Jason are together.
That's how most of these things start. Right before he says, Dan Gunn, man,
Yeah.
he's like, I still have red marks on my neck from his fingers.
I can see it.
Yeah.
How you doing, pal?
I'm doing really good.
So what's
Really
on the
good.
B-side today?
I want to talk about a place called the Copper Owl.
Yes.
So the Copper Owl, a lot of people see it maybe during Riff, right? Because it becomes a venue during Riff. Last year, I remember trying to go see Weird Party there. Line up around the block. That place only holds like 100 people.
Yeah, it's small. Yeah.
But I was there this week on Friday. You know, I went out for a couple of bourbons, and then some charcuterie. That's kind of my Friday modus operandi. And then it's like,
I'm a charcuterie guy, by the way, myself these days. I'm totally
it's
into
the best.
charcuterie.
Meats and cheeses? Fine
Boom.
meats and cheeses?
Yeah.
I just walk in now and say, bring me your finest meats and cheeses. Hopefully they have it on the menu.
That's called charcuterie, sir.
Yeah. So I'm doing that, and then people are like, what should we do? And I was like, I have no idea what's going on tonight, but I do know that I always feel good when I go to the Copper Owl. So we make the walk up over to Paul's Motor Inn. You walk in there, Twin Peaks is coming back, right? Twin Peaks is being remade. You know the TV show from the 80s?
Yeah.
With Laura Palmer, I think, right?
Yeah.
I Walk with Fire or something like that. Great TV series, David Lynch, and like the design aesthetic of that movie. Like everything about that or that TV show, when you look at it, you're like, you know where you are. When I walk in there, I feel like David Lynch forgot to put the Copper Owl in Twin Peaks.
Really?
It's like, it's got this
Interesting.
kind of vintagey vibe, right? But it doesn't insist upon itself. You know, like a lot of things today are so derivative and contrived, like they're trying to look like a thing somewhere else. They're trying to be a thing.
Yeah.
It's like somehow they just like hermetically sealed the Copper Owl in the early 70s and then unwrapped it a few years ago. And it's like just perfect and polished and nice. It's got like these great chairs around the bar and a beautiful bar with all these mirrors, the copper outside, cool ceiling. And I think one of the great things about that place is I never know who's playing. I've seldom known the artist when I got there. But they're always good, and they always have a devoted bunch. Like it's 100 capacity. It's usually a $10 cover to get in there. I just pay it. I don't even ask what's happening. I just walk in. I went there one time. I think one time I didn't have to pay cover, and it was like knitting night. Like they had there's like all these 20 and 30-year-olds sitting around like a knitting club.
Really?
And there was music playing.
Knitting is almost as popular as charcuterie. Right now.
Charcuterie and knitting.
The two go very well together,
So
sir.
that one threw me off because normally Fridays and Saturdays you go there. There's just like 5 or 6 or 3 to 6 bands or DJs playing, and I don't know them, but they always have a group. There's always a group. Like there's always a crowd right up by the stage. They know these bands. They know the words. They're into it. They're dancing. And they got these little coves you can kind of sit in. There's one that even has like big drapes, but they've strapped them so you can't close yourself into your little coves, and like with couches. And you just sit there and it feels amazing. There's copper and wood, and I love the place. And Paul's Motor Inn too. And afterwards, you know, this has been a long night now. Charcuterie, bourbon, Copper Owl. It's like closing time. You walk outside, Paul's Motor Inn has the best old school yellow flashy sign. Like it's got like 3 rows of lights and they all flash at different times. I can look at that for a while after a long night out. And then you look inside the Paul's Motor Inn sign itself when it lights up. There's ivy growing beside it. The ivy has started to grow inside the sign.
Wow,
I saw
really?
you post a picture of that.
That was
and
unbelievable.
I showed that to a lot of people. I'm like, look, and I want to go buy it before they clean it.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
amazing.
yeah.
You know that show Stranger Things that's on right now on
Yes.
Netflix? Have you guys watched
Yes.
that? Holy
Yeah,
cow,
It's
so
the
good.
upside down in
That's
there.
what somebody said. It looks like
Totally.
the upside down's taken over for right where we were standing there. It gives me
Don't even
butterflies
get me
thinking
started
about-
on the upside down, man. That place stresses me out.
So Twin Peaks, Stranger Things, charcuterie, and the Copper Owl. That's this week's B-side.
Cliff's Notes. Go drinking with Dan. Actually, the only time I've been to the Copper Owl, you were making me drink White Russians with you.
Yeah, making you. Was it hard? Was that the time we had to order milk in?
Yes.
So we've talked about Axio before. They're a local company that you can call and they'll deliver they'll deliver legal things anywhere in the greater Victoria area.
Right.
And we wanted White Russians one night. I can't remember what we
You wanted White Russians.
Yeah, it
I was
just
just
me,
there.
all alone. I was insisting, and they didn't. They were like, "Sorry, we don't have milk." So I called Axio and I'm like, "Don't close. I need you to bring us some milk." So they bring 4 liters of milk to the Copper Owl. We get around. All of a sudden, everybody wants one. We put out like 8 or 9 White Russians,
Yeah.
and then then I go, we'll have another round. Oh, sorry, we're at a Kahlua. True story. True story.
All right, Dan, what's the website?
Always check thebside.com.
Great to see you, man. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Dan.
See you, Jason.